Good morning, Gamecocks. I'm Chloe Findlay.
And I'm Caroline Smith, filling in for Megan Douchus this morning. Chloe and Megan are here every week, giving you a recap on the news and happenings on the USC campus and around Columbia. This week, we've got some exciting news to share about Gamecock football head coach Shane Beamer.
Plus, see how USC students enjoyed some winter weather this week.
But first, we've got some trivia for all you TikTok fans out there.
We hope to get your weekend started in the right direction. Welcome back to Good Morning Gamecocks. Good morning, Gamecocks. I'm Chloe Findlay.
And I'm Megan Douchus.
In national news, it's Super Bowl weekend.
The goldfish, I am convinced have different tastes to them.
I'm convinced they don't.
Oh, that's gotta be green. That's gross.
Nice job, Megan.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Good morning to all of you at home, and good morning, Caroline. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, although we definitely miss Megan this morning.
Yeah.
I feel like this week didn't happen.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, we missed like half the week because of the snow.
How many classes did you go to this week? In person?
Not many.
I think I went
Not
to
many.
one.
That's wild.
Two?
I would say maybe 5.
Two if you
Like-
count the PE class on Friday morning.
Once. You take a PE class on a Friday morning?
Yeah, I do.
That's so, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's random.
One
But good
credit
for
hour.
you. Good for you.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found it a little bit odd. I mean, you're from South Carolina.
I am.
I found it a little bit odd as a northerner that as soon as it snows, the whole state shuts down.
It's a state of emergency down here.
I know.
It's an emergency.
I just think it's a little bit wild.
We don't have the ability there's no infrastructure to support life during snow. I mean, you walked around campus. Did you see the way that they salted the slippery areas?
Yeah.
This is the biggest rock salt I've ever seen in my
Yes.
whole life.
It's like they got rock candy, and that's what they use to salt.
It's blue.
But I'll do one funny story before we actually get to the stories that we're supposed to be talking about today. And that's, I did learn that we don't know how to salt the roads down here because I got stuck trying to come out of my parking lot in my parking lot at my apartment.
Oh gosh,
last
the driveway
week.
of your apartment is so
So
steep.
to come out of my parking lot, the hill is so steep, and of course the apartment people didn't salt it, and I didn't have salt to salt the, So I try to come up off the hill, and I get stuck, like my wheels spin. And so I put it in park, and I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? I've never been stuck on an ice hill before. So I called my neighbor, who's also in SGTV. I call my neighbor, and I say, hey, do you have any idea what to do? She's like, no. Why do you think I've dealt with this? She's from South Carolina, too.
Yeah, she's from Greenville.
And so then I call the fire department. And they're like, are you in the middle of the road? And I say, no, I'm on a parking lot hill. And they say, okay, you're going to call for a tow. And I'm like, no, I got this. I don't want to pay for a tow. Mm-hmm. So I take the thing out of park. I drive a Toyota Prius. It really doesn't have a lot of oomph. So I take the thing out of park, and I floor it, and it goes, and it goes up the hill. And I eventually get up the hill, and I go about my merry way.
I think any South Carolinian, the initial follow-up question is, why on earth were you trying to go out on Wednesday? Where were you going?
I was
that
just
was
going
so
to get a
urgent?
cup of coffee.
Why?
Because I was in my apartment all day.
There's
It
an
was like,
emergency going on. You're not supposed to leave the house.
well, tell that to me next time.
I did not leave the house on Wednesday.
Of course you didn't. You're a born and bred South Carolinian. You can't deal with the cold.
I'm scared of bad weather.
Yes.
Well, Gamecocks, we do have some actual stories for you to kick off your weekend, starting with some TikTok trivia.
Oh, yes. As many as you probably know, the TikTok ban went into effect on U.S. devices on January 18th. Although the ban lasted less than 24 hours, it certainly caused a stir, not only across the nation, but across the world. As TikTok has now returned to the devices of those who had the app previously downloaded, I thought we could do some TikTok trivia.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
I do not have TikTok on my phone.
Neither do I.
I haven't had TikTok. I did have it for a little bit, I think during my senior year of high school.
Okay.
But just like many people, I felt like I spent too much time on it, and then I actually deleted it.
Yes.
And all that time has just been transposed onto Instagram Reels, so
Yes.
I'm really not saving any time. But it feels it feels a little better.
Yes.
Somehow. I don't know. But I don't have
So-
TikTok as a point, so I don't have much faith that I'll do very well on this quiz.
I have some slides, and as I read each question, you guys at home will be able to see the slide on the screen, but I'll also show this to you so you
Okay.
can remember the question that I'm asking.
All right.
So we'll go with the first one. First question. There are roughly how many monthly active users on TikTok? A, over 300 million users. B, over 500 million users. C, over 700 million users. And D, over 1 billion users.
So I'm assuming that this is worldwide
Yes.
users.
Yes.
I'm going C, over 700 million users. A billion seems like a lot. It could be a billion, but I learned from my SAT standardized test prep. I think I'm going 700 million.
C is always the way to go if you're unsure.
If you're unsure, it's just a good middle of the road place to start.
Well, that is incorrect. The answer is D.
It is.
TikTok has over 1 billion users. According to ByteDance, which is TikTok's parent company, the app hit 1 billion in September of 2021, and now it's
Wow.
closer to 2 billion.
Goodness, that is so many people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
It's a worldwide phenomenon. All right, question number 2. In which country was TikTok created? A, India, B, China, C, Russia, and D, Japan.
Ooh. Is this a trick question?
No.
No.
I think it's probably what you're thinking.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with B, China.
That is correct.
Okay.
So this is what fueled the ban efforts in the U.S. The
Right,
fact that
that's
it
what
was
I
made
thought.
and produced in China
Okay.
because the app is internationally run in a country that's not necessarily considered an ally of the U.S. So some government officials saw it as a threat to national security, especially with reports coming out about TikTok data breaches.
Right, okay.
Yes. So it was made in China.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Number 3, which is a true-false question.
Uh-oh.
Surpassing Facebook, TikTok was the most widely used social media platform in 2024. True or false?
I'm gonna throw a dart at the wall. I'm going true.
That is wrong.
Really?
That is incorrect.
Is Meta still at the top?
Yes.
Okay.
Facebook has 3.1 billion monthly users, followed by YouTube with 2.5 billion. Then Instagram and WhatsApp are tied at 2 billion, and then TikTok with 1.6 billion.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which I found surprising, actually.
I'm not surprised that they're not first, but I am surprised that so many come before TikTok.
Yeah, me too. They're 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
5th, yeah. That was
That is interesting.
surprising.
That seems
to me.
a little low.
I think probably because TikTok is most ingrained with our generation. We tend to forget that.
That makes sense.
You know?
Because almost all, at this point, it seems like every generation is some way linked to some Meta product.
Yes.
Like whether or not you're a Facebook adult or an Instagram kid, like there's still one
There's
of those
still
apps
something.
is going to grab you up.
Yeah.
But I don't know anybody under like 25 who uses TikTok regularly unless it's their job. Anybody over 25, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
feel like
I
it's
would
a Gen
agree.
Z thing.
It's a younger thing, for sure. For sure. Question number 4. Between 27, oh, you should know this one. I feel like
Okay.
everybody knows this one.
Oh no.
Between 2017 and 2018, which popular app was bought and rebranded to officially become TikTok? A, Musical.ly, B, Vine, love you Vine, C, Yik Yak, and D, Cinemagram. I've never heard of Cinemagram, by the
I've
way.
never heard of Cinemagram either, but I do vividly remember being extremely active on Musical.ly. That was a huge thing when I was in middle school, which was 2016 and 2017. And I'm gonna guess that it's Musical.ly. It just feels right. Yik Yak still exists, right?
Yik Yak does still exist, and that is correct.
Okay.
It was Musical.ly.
It's Musical.ly.
I think we all remember Musical.ly.
I do.
It was really like the first app of its kind.
It was really fun. I remember it well.
I actually wasn't on it, but I would get them like, you know how on Instagram now you get secondhand TikToks? Mm-hmm. I would get like secondhand Musical.lys on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was like all we did during recess in middle school was
Was
make
Musical.lys?
Musical.lys.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was a good time.
Okay, number 5. There are approximately how many videos currently being uploaded to TikTok every day?
Oh no.
This blew my mind, by the way. A, 40,000, B, 300,000, C, 3.4 million, and D, 34 million.
I didn't do very well with the number question last time, so I think I'm going to change my strat. I'm going to go with the largest answer this time. I'm going D, 34 million. That seems really high.
Is correct. It is 34 million.
That is so many videos.
So I looked it up and I did some math. That number represents the population of Venezuela and Norway combined.
I guess, yeah. And there are a lot of people who make their living through posting very regularly on TikTok, and that would involve probably more than one, maybe even more than 5 uploads a day to be able to pull that off. So there's probably it's not like 34 million people are posting one video a day.
No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
It's still a very large
It's
number.
still a
though.
large number. Still a large number. Okay, number 6. How many likes does the most How many likes does the most liked TikTok video have to date? A, 40 million, B, 55 million, C, 69 million, or D, 100 million?
What is the most liked TikTok?
Well, I can tell you that it is a lip-syncing video to a song by British rapper Millie B. It's a song called M to the Beat.
Oh, it's what was that? What's her name?
The TikToker?
Yeah.
Bella Porch?
Yeah, I remember her. I've seen this video.
Yeah, that
Okay.
video just like somehow randomly went. I don't understand why.
It's just really satisfying to look at.
I guess so.
Or maybe, I don't know why it went viral. I like that video. I might be one of these 100 million likes. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how many it is. I'm going 100 million. I'm going the large number again.
Ooh, should have gone with C.
I should have gone with C this
It was
time.
69 million.
Okay.
69 million likes. I thought
That's still a critical
it was
mass.
interesting to find out that a Charli D'Amelio dance video was number 3. She was like the first TikTok celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, musically
Yeah.
celebrity, whatever.
That's like, at some point I was at Village Idiot trivia, and one of the questions was, what is the most liked YouTube video? And I actually got the question wrong because at that trivia night, because the answer had changed since the last time I knew the answer.
really?
I thought the answer was the music video to Despacito. But it had since been surpassed by the music video to Baby Shark. That is, I think that Baby
Of
Shark
course.
might still be the most liked video on
of
YouTube.
course. That just makes sense.
And it's high.
It just hit so many audiences.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, final question
All right,
of TikTok trivia.
that's another number.
Number 7. How much revenue did TikTok generate in 2024? A, over $10 billion. B, over $13 billion. C, over $18 billion. And D, over $25 billion.
Those are all numbers that I cannot comprehend. Those are huge.
They're very big.
They're all humongous. I feel like I'm just going to keep going with the largest number strategy, because if I guess that it's 25 billion, then I don't know, any of those numbers is just a completely obscene amount of money. I'm going 25 billion. I'm going the largest number.
Okay. Close, but no cigar. The answer is C.
It was C
18
again.
billion. Yes.
That's still,
Which is still an obscene. I don't think we can sit here and even like, I can't even fathom that.
no.
$18 billion.
At some point, I've read that stat that it's like a million seconds is like 10 days, but a billion seconds is 31 years.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. I don't know if that's
it's
exactly right,
insane.
but it's something along those
Yeah,
lines.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's a big number.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
So if 1 billion seconds is 31 years, then
18 billion?
18 billion seconds
Insane.
is 18 times 31.
That's just unfathomable.
That's a lot.
It's unfathomable.
Yeah.
So how many did you get right? Not many.
I don't think I got very many
You
right.
did
I
not
actually
get
can't
very
remember
many
my
right.
score. I think I definitely failed this quiz. But as someone who...
You tried.
I mean, I don't have TikTok, so basically I took a test without ever cracking open the textbook.
Yeah, exactly. And you did okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's a fine showing. You didn't
That's-
get all of them wrong.
That is true. I did get some of them
You
right.
got some of them right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting, though. That was.
Yeah, I do want to point out that I did get those questions from the Post and Courier, so I won't take credit for creating all of those. All credit to you guys over there. All right, moving on to some sports news. Updates for all you Beliemers.
I saw that in the script this morning, and I just groaned. We're going to take a pause immediately. I'm getting into banter, 4 words into a story. Were you a believer?
No, I was not.
I wasn't really either, but I had a lot of friends who were.
No, I did not. I actually did not like Justin Bieber at all.
I was fine with him. I just wasn't a hardcore believer. One of my current roommates, actually, when she was in 3rd or 4th grade, she had a toothbrush that played You Don't Know You're Beautiful by One Direction. And it was just the chorus. And when it was done, that's how you knew you were done brushing your teeth.
I did too.
Oh, you had that?
I did
You
have
were One
that
Direction
exact
stan.
I was.
All right, that's okay.
I actually have a beach towel with all their faces on it.
Still?
Still.
I'm glad that's vintage.
It
you know how
is
much money you're gonna be able to sell that for
That's
one
what
day?
I'm saying. I'm keeping it. I'm
should.
keeping it.
All right, let's talk about the coach.
Yes, USC's beloved Beamer, Shane the Train, and the Beamer Steamer has just received a contract extension. After Gamecock football's historic 9-win season, which was the 8th time in program history.
Wow.
Yes. Head coach Shane Beamer was extended until 2030 with a salary bump, bringing his total salary up to a measly $8 million. No big deal.
I mean, it's nothing compared to what TikTok makes in a year.
Beamer's record since taking the helm is 29-22 over his first 4 seasons, which is better than any other USC football coach in his first 4 years. The Gamecock football season ended with a loss to Illinois in the Citrus Bowl, but the Gamecocks were able to hold strong in the Palmetto Bowl with a last-second victory over Clemson. The Gamecocks will hit the gridiron again August 31st, 2025.
Good for Coach Beamer. I'm glad to hear that he'll be staying longer.
It's just fun to watch him.
I agree.
You know?
I really like when you're watching it on television and the camera pans to him occasionally to try and figure out what he's trying to say and read his attitude. He gets so, I feel like emotional is the wrong word. He just gets really passionate when he's out there. You're so right. He's really fun to watch.
Yes. He's just a fun coach to watch, and he made Gamecock football fun to watch.
Yes.
So I'm all in.
It's really fun to go to a school that can win sometimes.
It is.
Yeah.
And I came to the school knowing the football culture was large, but that maybe there wouldn't be so many wins. But it really hasn't been that way. I've been very, very impressed and surprised and pleased.
Yeah, it's been good.
It's been fun. It's been a fun season to watch, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in the coming years.
Looking forward to more.
Looking forward to more, exactly.
Now, have I got an update for you to
Oh,
our
gosh.
loyal Good Morning. Brought up the story so many times about some runaway primates in the Low Country. Do you remember the Beaufort monkeys?
Do I
Research Center in Beaufort, South Carolina, and finally, this week, the CEO of Alpha Genesis, that's the research facility, confirmed that the last monkey was caught.
How many months has it been? How many months? 3?
About 3.
About 3 or 4?
I would say. Yeah, so there were 43 monkeys originally.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy that they made it back. I'm upset that I didn't get to see one. I'm gonna be honest. I'm upset none of them made their way over to Columbia.
They didn't make it all the way to
They didn't
Columbia.
make it all the way.
Imagine that. I still don't think we have an update on the emus out of Myrtle
Yeah,
Beach.
I
I'll
was
look
just
into
about
that
to ask.
for the next week.
Yeah. So we resolved one animal crisis. We got to check up on the next one.
We do. We got to make sure that everyone's animals are safe at home, especially now that it's so cold. We'd
Yeah.
be worried about those little guys.
I wonder how they got him back. I wonder if they used the banana tactic that they used in the beginning.
No information was provided on the recapture technique.
they just want to be done with it. It's like, we got them. No more news articles,
They're
please.
so tired of being in the news about it. We hope your morning is off to a great start. After the break, we'll show you how USC celebrated this week's snow. Stay tuned.
Well, if you haven't heard or seen, we got snow in Columbia for the first time in 3 years, and with classes canceled, we certainly took advantage of it. The horseshoe was covered with white powder and a flurry of Carolina students as snowballs were thrown and snowmen were brought to life. We actually have some pics of us in the snow if we want to go ahead and roll those. I know I was making a snow angel.
I did that with you.
You did.
We made snow angels. I saw you
were
on
there.
the horseshoe. And
Yeah.
then we made snow angels, and my 2 roommates who were with me had to dust all the snow off the back of my coat.
Yes. I dragged snow into my apartment. I couldn't get it all off.
Yeah, we definitely tracked some inside. Me and my 2 roommates who were with me, we get up the stairs to our apartment, and there's just a pile of rain boots outside our door still because we haven't picked them up again. Both of those roommates I was out with proceeded to become very ill.
Really?
Later in the week, actually.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, our lovely producer Delaney is also a little bit under the weather right now. It's been going around, and I believe it's because of the snow.
You guys aren't prepared for it. That's
I
what
guess
I'm saying.
not. Did you know it was not only has it been 3 years since we got snow in Columbia, but it was 3 years to the day. Did you know
Yes.
that? It was January 21st,
Yes.
3 years ago, and it was January 21st this year.
What a magical thing.
It
Isn't
really is kind of magical. I was here last time. I was a freshman, and it was great.
I'm sure it
In
was.
my dorm building, people were just running up and down the hallway, up and down the stairwell, screaming, "It's snowing!" Everyone's knocking on everyone's doors, like, "Get up!" It was like 11:30 at night. It was so late.
I texted one of my friends here who's from New York, such as I, and I said, "It's snowing. Do you want to go outside?" And she says, "Did you actually look outside?" I was like, "No, I didn't actually look outside." She's like, "It's barely a dusting on the ground. This is like nothing." And then I did go outside, and it really wasn't that much. It was just a little powder,
Yeah.
but it was enough to have fun. And I built a
It
snowman.
was. I built 2.
Cue the snowman pictures.
Yeah, the snowman pictures are great. I built a small one outside the door to my apartment. I live on the horseshoe, and outside one of those little doors to one of the residence halls, I built he was only probably 10 inches tall, but he was pretty perfect looking. And later on, my roommates and I were walking around, enjoying the sights. We walked towards the Teacoot Fountain, knowing that there was probably going to be some shenanigans going on over there.
Yes.
And there were probably 15 snowmen that had
so
already
many
been
snowmen.
built, like on the concrete banks of the fountain. And we're like, oh my gosh, we have to build a second snowman. There's
Yes.
no option here. So we did. We built a second snowman. Is that where your snowman was? Did you build one?
Yes,
on
I
the
built
banks of
mine on the
Teacoot?
fountain. However, that was not that wasn't the best site at Teacoot
Yeah, while
that
we're
evening.
talking about the Teacoot Fountain.
So we both saw this guy who jumped into the fountain in below freezing temperatures. There was a thin sheet of ice on top of it. And I actually got to talk to him after, and he had some fun things to say. So go ahead and listen to that.
I believe in having fun on a snow day. I don't think there's any better way to do that than to go jump in a fountain and live life to the fullest.
So I wouldn't have done that, but he came out and he was totally fine. So
Not in January. I have gotten in the fountain after a
me
women's
too.
basketball,
Yeah.
the national win, of course, but that happens it's
much
warmer
later.
then.
It's much warmer. I was in like a t-shirt and shorts
Yeah.
when we did it last year. So, but good for him.
Good
He
for
enjoyed
him.
it. He loved it. And
He waited out there pretty
Delaney
far.
looks very puzzled. She's like,
It's
that
unfortunate
seems kind of crazy.
that we didn't film the actual fountain swimming portion.
No, I got there just as he was getting out. So
Yeah, the
I
last
didn't have
time
a
it
chance.
snowed on campus, I was in the honors residence hall at the time, and I walked towards the middle of campus, and there's a photograph of me and my freshman year roommate with Cocky. There was no Cocky this year. That's unfortunate. Someone got in the Cocky costume immediately and
of
joined.
course.
There was a pep rally on the horseshoe. The band kids that
that's
lived on campus
awesome.
grabbed their instruments and just ran to the horseshoe. We were just playing. They were playing the fight song at 1 a.m. It was great.
When I was on the horseshoe, when I got to the horseshoe, there was some guy with a guitar. He was walking around with the
Yeah.
guitar, singing with the guitar all around the horseshoe. It was kind of cute.
I thought it was kind of cute too.
Yeah.
It really added to the ambiance.
He was a good guitar player too.
He was talented.
Yeah,
I will
he
say
was.
that.
He really was.
Yeah, but 3 years ago, there was a pack of college guys who started at one end of the Teacoot Fountain and swam the
Oh my
entire
gosh.
length of it.
That's
And I saw it. Yeah. And of course, they didn't have, they had like swimsuits on.
Oh,
They
yeah.
came out there prepared to do that.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go in there with like jeans.
No.
Like, you got to go in there prepared.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's
That's
all
the
these,
ultimate polar plunge.
literally, the polar plunge at Strom got canceled this week. It was supposed to be
Yeah.
on Tuesday and we were gonna go, but it got canceled due to it already being too cold outside.
But he just really wanted to. He really felt the need to do the polar plunge, so he made it
He was
happen.
upset that it was postponed. He's like, I'm gonna do this
He was
today.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that's why he did it.
But there's all kinds of videos and posts across South Carolina
everywhere.
socials. There's people they were sledding down the Bull Street Hill.
Yeah.
People were sledding down the Pickens Street Hill. People were sledding on Black Fields. I saw a video of some guy with skis, like actual skis.
Where? Why you have them in South
It
Carolina?
looked like he was on the Blatt field. You know, like are those soccer fields?
Yeah.
Over there right next to Blatt. I just, why does he have skis here? How
That would
did
be
he
my
get
question.
the skis from wherever they were to
wherever he is.
wherever he was?
That's funny. Maybe they were water skis.
I actually don't know. I don't think the video was high resolution enough for me to know specifically if they
Well,
were snow or I assumed they must have been snow
I didn't
skis.
find out about the hill shenanigans until the day after. I totally would have done that.
Yeah.
Like, gotten a laundry basket and gone down the hill in a laundry basket.
I would have pushed you down the hill in a laundry basket. That would have been great.
I would be afraid of running into oncoming traffic, though.
Right. And people did. People ran into cars. There was all sorts of
Yeah.
like people were sledding down the Bull Street Hill and would
Just
if
hit a
you
car.
didn't go perfectly down the hill, you were
would
going to
hit
run
a
into one of the
car.
parallel parked cars on the sides.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
Ouch.
I did not do that. I made my snow angel, my snowman, and got a picture with the bronze cocky statue this time because there was no real cocky to get a picture with. But yeah, we were out for maybe 30 minutes and then went home. It was cold.
It was fun. It was a fun couple of days with classes canceled and the snow was, I loved it.
I
thought
loved
was
it
great.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with that, we wrap up Good Morning Gamecocks for today, January 25th, 2025.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Chloe Findlay.
And I'm Caroline Smith. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great weekend, Carolina. Forever to thee.